Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadasivasamaarambham Vyasa Sankaramachyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah. ధ్యానమూలం గురోర్మూర్తి పూజామూలం గురోః పదం మంత్రమూలం గురోర్వాక్యం మోక్షమూలం గురో కృపా. హరి ఓం. నమస్తే సార్, అందరికీ నమస్కారం.
Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We are starting today's class. Just let us recap the two previous slokas. Atmanah Satchidam Shascha Buddhirvrittiriti Dvayam Samyojya cha vivekena janamiti pravartate. There are two components in us. One is called the Satchidamsha of the Atma, and the other is the Buddhi and its various vrittis or functions and modifications. Dvayam. These two are intimately connected. Sanyojya. They are so connected, we are unable to separate myself from the mind and the body. Why? Sanyojya cha vivekena, because I don't have a proper discrimination. Then I say, I know. Jnanamiti pravartate. I say I am knowing. Who is knowing? The Satchidamsha of the Atma, he is not a karta, not a doer, and doesn't do anything because there are no changes. If you have to do an action, there should be changes. There are no changes. So it cannot be the doer. The Jadamsha of the Buddhi vritti cannot do. Then who is it that is doing? There is a false Purusha in you who is projected as a shadow by the capacity of the Satchidamsha, and that shadow is called the Chidabhasa or Chaitanya or Chichaya, and that false fellow, the fellow who is only Mithya fellow, he is projecting that I have seen. Okay. Next slide. What is the next sloka? Atmano vikriya nasti. There are no kriyas or vikriyas or changes in the Atma. Buddher bodho najatviti. So buddhi is there are various components or activities for the buddhi. There is nothing in that also. Jiva sarvam alam jnatva. This jiva, the false purusha, the shadow fellow, sarvam alam jnatva. Everything he is knowing because of the projection, because of the maya. Jnata drashteti muhyati. I am the knower, I am the enjoyer, I am the seer, I am the hearer. In that he is deluded. Is continuing the discussion on that. Okay, now keep seeing the 27. We'll get into the 27. Rajju sarpavadatmanam jivam jnatva bhayam vahet naham jivah paratmeti jnataschet nirbhayo bhavet. I'll again read. Rajju sarpavadatmanam jivam jnatva bhayam vahet naham jiva paratmeti jnataschet nirbhayo bhavet. He is giving a very famous rope snake example. So when you consider a rope and then mistake it for a snake, there will be bhayam vahetu. Rajju sarpavatu. Just as you mistake a real rope for a imaginary snake, when you get fear, bhayam vahetu. When you know jivam jnatva, I am the jiva, when you think that you are the jiva, in fact you are the atman, you are the self, perpetual self, jivam jnatva. When you think you are the jiva, bhayam vahet. Only when you look at the bhranti sarpa or the shadow sarpa, or the mithya sarpa, you get the fear. Actually, there is no reason to fear. This rope will not bite you or hurt you or give you any fear. Like that, the world, when you think that you are the jiva, you are in the world, and lot of bhaya are associated. When you know you are not the jiva, you are the Satchidatma, there is no bhaya. This is exactly the sloka that we are going to see in Mandukya Upanishad today. That's why I asked all of you to join. Just as a person who regards a rope as a snake is overcome by fear, so also one considering oneself as the ego or the jiva. No more slides. We can only show, I will show only, explain you the sloka. When we come to the next sloka, I will project it. Just as a person who regards a rope as a snake is overtaken by fear, so also one considering oneself as the ahankara or the jiva, this body-mind complex, is overcome by fear. Then how can I get that fearlessness state? To regain the fearlessness in the jiva or the ahankara, the individuality is by realization that I am not the jiva, but I am the Supreme Self. Okay, word by word we will see. Rajju sarpavat, like a serpent in the rope, imaginary snake in the rope. Atmanam, oneself, jivam, as the ego, jnatva, considering, bhayam, fear, vahet, he is overtaken by fear. Aham, I, jivahana, I am not the individual ahankara. Paratma, I am the Supreme Self. Iti, thus, jnataha, chet, if one understood that way, nirbhayam, fearlessness, bhavet, vahet or vahet. Sloka says vahet, so use vahet only. So vahet, that means you become fearless. The original nature of the Atma is that it is not the knower. Last time also we have seen Atma cannot be the knower, Buddhi cannot be the knower. There is an impostor, a false fellow, a shadow fellow who is giving the impression that he is knowing. So that is the knower. Atma is not the jnata. Jnata is the knower. Therefore, when you are not the jnata, you are not the karta also. If you do not know a situation, then you cannot think and act about it. So you are not a karta. When you are not the karta, nothing comes acute to you, and you are not the bhokta. So then who are you? I am Jnana Swarupa, Satchidananda. Earlier we told there are two amshas, Satchidananda amsha and the Buddhi amsha. Both of them cannot be knower, doer or bhokta. Here, I am not the knower, I am not the doer, I am not the bhokta or enjoyer. I am pure Jnana Swarupa. Jnanaswarupe Mayi, Jnanaswarup, I am the Jnanaswarupa in me, Jnatrutvam, that the knowership, Adhyaropitam, it is projected, it is superimposed, falsely created. Tasmadyeva, because of that only, samsara bhayam. I am getting all the ups and downs of the samsara. Jnanaswarupe jnatratva adhyaropam eva samsara. Jnanaswarupanlo, in the Jnanaswarupa, if you are saying you are the knower, then finished. That is the cause of samsara. Because when I am Jnanaswarupa, I am Paramatma. But when I say I am the Jnatru or the doer or the knower, I become the Jiva. Suddenly, straight away, from a very high pedestal of Paramatma, you have fallen into the ditch that you are the knower and you are the Jiva. So this is the problem. All because of one wrong understanding. What is that wrong understanding? Instead of saying, Aham, the Jnana Swarupa, I am saying I am the knower. The moment I say the knower, I become the doer and I become the enjoyer, and all the things associated with that will come. Acharya now says, Bhayam Vahet. The moment you become the Jnata or the knower, there will be Bhayam. Why Bhayam? We have to see that. When the moment Jnata comes, the other two will come. If I want to be a knower, there must be a thing to know. That is called the Jnayam. or the thing to be known. Knower, known. There must be a way of knowing it. That is called the jnanam or the pramanam. So there are triputi or the threefold thing. I am the knower, jnata, and there is a jnayam, an object, a table, a monkey opposite to me. I use a pramana, my eye and mind, and understand it is a monkey. That is the jnana. Jnata, jnayam, jnana. This is called the triputi. This can also be termed as pramata, the knower, prameyam, the thing being known, pramanam, the instrument with which I do. Jnata, jnanam, jnayam, pramata, pramanam, prameyam, or jnata means karta, karanam, and karyam. Karta, karanam, karyam. This is the threefold division. Again, I am telling. Triputi is I am the knower. There is an object, a rose or a table or a tree opposite to me. That is the jnayam. I use my indriya eye to know that particular thing. That is the pramanam. With that I get some jnanam. This is the table, this is the rose. I am the pramata. There is a prameyam object and there is a pramanam which I use, and there will be a process of knowing, and I get knowledge. But Atma is neither the jnata, nor the jnanam, nor the jnayam, nor the pramata, nor the prameyam, nor the pramanam. Not the karta, not the karanam, not the karyam. That means I am kevala jnana swarupa advaya. I am that single entity which is advaya without any second. I am kevala chidrupa or jnana swarupa. When I become Jnatru, that means I am the knower, I have come down from my Advaita into the duality. I have fallen in the ditch of duality. Once I have come down to the Dvaitam, what will happen? So when I say Dvaitam, I am here, this is the object. Immediately I confined myself to this, and everything else is away from me, and I am parichinna. That is, I am enclosed, divided, conditioned. The moment I say I am jnata, I have conditioned myself from the jnaya or the object other than that. And it involves a jnanam to know it. Okay. Then when I am the jnata, I will get two things. Some things I have to know. Some things I have to leave, some things I have to hold, something I have to leave, something I have to love, something I have to dvesha, that is not opposite of love. These things can happen. This is called the heyam upadaya. Heyam means that should be left out. Upadaya means that should be taken. So what happened? I called myself jnata. That means I am the knower. Immediately I conditioned myself to the body. Everything else other than outside my body is an object. It is the jnayam or the pramanam. I conditioned and limited myself to this. Then I had some likes, some dislikes. For the likes I went and caught them. For the dislikes I have thrown them. Upadayam and he. And then what happens? Once there is a list of things which you have to collect, the upadayams, which are attracted to, then there will be a big list. That list you have to hunt. So I want house, I want children, I want a secure job, I want to go to honeymoon, I want to go to this one. Because so many things you have collected, no list. Then the pravrutti starts. That means you have to start acting for all those thoughts which you think you have to get. And then you go after the upadayas. That is the objects which you thought are yours and you want them. Then also there are certain things which you don't want, so you try to hide away or go away from them. That is called the nivrutti. So what happened? When I said jnata, I have conditioned myself, number one. Then I had raga and dvesha, like and dislike. Then I had heyam to be left out, upadayam to be taken. There are list of things to be taken. There are list of experiences, people which I don't want to interact and then leave them out. Then that list is continuing. Because of that list, I have to pursue the upadayam, pursue the ones which I wanted to get, and shun away, go away, nivrutti from the ones which I don't like or hate. That is the hey. Then what happened? Pravrutti and nivrutti started. Once I do certain thing, inevitably the fruit will come. If you act, if you think, okay, if you act, the punya or papa will come. The pravrutti and nivrutti will beget punya and papa. Then when you do a dharmic positive activity, you may get punyam. When you behave in a different way, then you get papam. Then you develop a bag. That bag, this punya and papa, is the suitcase in which you store them. That has got threefold. Sanchitam, what is there already in the bag from the previous deeds. Agami, what will come in future and we add to the bag. And prarabdha, what I right now experience. There will be three types of karmas will be there. This punya papa are converted into threefold. Sanchitam, agami and prarabdha. Sanchitam is the past actions, fruits. Agami is the future actions, fruits which are going to be added to the bag. And prarabdha is what you are right now enjoying. What does that produce? This bag is there, no? Sanchita, agami, prarabdha, karma, punya, papa bag. That produces a reason to be rebirth. That is called punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. That itself is the samsara. That is the bhayam bhavet. Now you see where I started. I am the Satchidananda Atma. Not knower, not the known, not the knowing thing, not the process. I am Kevala Satchidananda Swarupa. I committed a mistake saying I know. I am the knower. Immediately I became conditioned. Everything else outside my body has become object other than me and mine, me and not mine, raga and dvesha. That produce upadeya and heya, things to be taken, things to be shunned or kept away. And the heya and upadeya list is growing day by day. I have one iPhone 16, then 17 is required, one wife, second wife is required, one house, third house is required. This upadeya list is unending. Likewise, I don't like several things. All those things, the heya basket also is increasing day by day. And for that I have to do pravrutti and nivrutti. I have to go towards the ones which I like. I have to run away from those which I don't like. This pravrutti and nivrutti is the action. Any action must produce a punya or papa. A result will come. That punya and papa should be stored somewhere. There is a bag with you. Unknowingly you are carrying a big luggage. That bag contains this papa and punya, which is divided into threefold. Sanchita, agami and prarabdha. And this bag is the cause for my next birth or next life. If you don't believe in next birth, what you did in high school, we are reaping now. If you studied well, you are a good engineer. Okay, if you waste your time at that time, if you had, you would not have been doing this job. What you do now, you will reap tomorrow. What you sow, you reap. So that is the punya papa will be the cause for the next experiences. Let them be experiences in future life, here or future birth. Does not matter, both are same. That is bhaya. That is samsara. Samsara is the bhaya. That's what did Acharya say in this particular verse. Rajju sarpavad atmanam jivam jnatva bhayam vahet. The moment I say I am the knower and I am the jiva, it is the cause of bhaya. I have shown you the steps how bhaya will come. Like what? Rajju sarpavat. If you consider a real rope as an imaginary snake, all the bhaya will be there. All that snake is an imaginary snake. The rope never hurts you. Rope never bites you. If you are in the Satchidananda Atma, you have no bhayam. Okay, let's go to the second part of it. And therefore, what is our job? What should I do? The whole process has to be reversed. Reversed from where? Aham jnata na asmi. I am not the knower. That should be the first meditation. Aham jnata na asmi. Aham jnata na asmi. I am not the knower. Aham jivo na asmi. I am not the jiva. Paramatma jnana swaruposmi. I am the Paramatma jnana swarupa. Because if I commit the blunder of saying I am the jnata or the knower or the jiva, finished. You are thrown into the ditch of samsara with all the bhaya. That's what he says. Naham jivaha. That is the Naham jnatva. Naham jivaha. I am not the jiva. I am not the knower. Then who am I? Paramatmeti, the Supreme Atma. I be myself as myself. I remain, I be as myself in myself. Okay, as Paramatma. This becomes Nirbhayam Bhavet. Na bibheti kutaschaneti. One saying from the Upanishads. Abhayam pratishtam vindate. Another saying from the Smritis. So na bibheti kutaschaneti. He will never be afraid of anything. Abhayam pratishtam vindate from Gita. That means, you always get the Abhayasthana. When you are considered yourself as the Paramatma. When you leave the knowerhood, when you leave the jivahood, if you say I know, finished. So somebody asks, do you know mathematics? Then you will say, yeah, I learned it. You may say, but that knowing is not real knowing. The knowing is about your Satchidananda Atma. Like what? He cites the well-known Drishtanta, Rajju Sarpavat. Rajjuvatvena janati chet nirbhayah. Rajju, if you know that it is this real rope alone, there is no bhaya. Rajvam sarpatvena janati chet sabhayah. When you consider the rope as the snake by mistake, then all the bhaya has come and fallen on you. So a lot of discussion is there in this. I'm showing the PDF also. I'm going to give the PDF. I'm reading the verse once again. Rajju sarpavadatmanam jivam jnatva bhayam mahetu. Just like the perceived imaginary snake on a rope, if you consider by mistake, you are in reality a Parabrahman, by mistake you say that I am the knower, a great blunder, not a simple mistake. And that blunder is correcting is this Atma Bodha. Jnatva, I am the knower. Jivam, I am the jiva. Bhayam vahet. Bhaya will happen. Okay, he will get all the fear. I showed you how you get the fear. Naham jiva. I am not the jiva at all. Then who am I? Paratma iti. I am the Paramatma. This is the concept. What I have to meditate? Naham jivaha, naham jnata. I am not the knower. I am not the jiva. Then what are you? Paramatmeti. I am the Paramatma. Ahamasmi. Paramatma. Jnataschet. If you have that knowledge, nirbhayo bhavet. There is no question of any bhaya. Ade abhayam pratishtam vindate na bibheti kutaschaneti. There are some more understandings are there. The two pedestals are there. Pedestal one, the higher pedestal, you are the Satchidananda Atma. The lower pedestal, the ditch, the samsara, the jiva. From that, suddenly you jumped into the ditch of samsara. Why? By a simple mistake, saying I am the knower. The moment you start saying it is a catastrophic mistake, in the understanding, when you are the Parabrahman, you have considered yourself as the jiva and committed the mistake, I know. All of us do that. And in a very vigorous way, I only know. What do you know? He knows nothing. I know everything. Even emphatically. Jnanam is the Parabrahma. Jnatru or the Jnata is the knower. It's in slight shift in the word. Pure Jnanam, Parabrahma. Jnata, knower, finished. Jnata is a suffix of agency. That means transforming a state of being Jnanam into a state of doing. This single error in understanding represents a descent from a higher pedestal to a lower pedestal. This fundamental superimposition of agency, the kartrutva, I am the doer, I am the knower, immediately fractures the unified field of reality. In fact, you are a unified ekatva field of purna eka jnanam. In that jnanam, you created I am the knower, I am the individual, I am the subject. Immediately it fractured and conditioned you to a small entity, into a fragmented landscape that you are the knower and the objects are different from you. Now, this fracture of reality the knower immediately creates a duality. Then the duality begets triputi. That is the jnata, the knower, jnanam, the act of knowing, jnayam, the object to be known, and the pramana, or the instrument to know. This triple factor, pramata pramanam prameyam, karta karanam karyam, jnata jnanam jnayam, is fundamental when you start saying, I am the knower. Then what is the key insight? The jnayam is always other than me. When I say I am the knower, everything else is known. Everything is other than me. I am cutting myself, partitioning myself, the infinite self into the little bit this one and a whole world outside me as the objects. This perceived limitation normally gives rise to emotional fluctuations. What are the emotional fluctuations? Raga, preference, dvesha, aversion. When raga and dvesha start, what will happen? There will be certain things you like, you want to get them. There will be certain things you dislike, you don't want to get them at all, you want to keep them always away. There will be heyam, there will be upadayam. And all the things in the world, the list will be categorized into two. Oh, this is all the list I need to procure. This is upadayam. This is the list I should never touch. This is the heyam. Another list, rejected list. A procurable list, to be procured list, to be rejected list. Once you have the list, you hunt that list. What do? You write in the notebook. These are the things to do things. You hunt those things each day. Okay, and once you start hunting, the pravritti will come towards the upadayam, towards the agreeable objects. Nivritti will come towards the aversion object. This produces action. Action means papa and punya. Papa and punya are because you become the karta. When papa and punya have come, they must be stored somewhere. They are coded and stored. Where? In the bag. This bag is called the karma phala bag. The residue, the karmic residue. Sanchitam, agami and prarabdha karmas will be there. This is responsible for the wheel of rebirth. The final result, I am in the samsara and sarvam bhayam, sarvam dukkham. This is the key insight. The simple thing, like and dislike, is not an isolated event. Raga and dvesha are not isolated. They are born out of your knowerhood. The moment you say, I am the knower, all these things are starting. I am the jnata or knower or doer, karta, finished. You have to start eliminating that. The example is well known that this you have to reverse this action. How do I do? Aham jnata na asmi. I am not the knower. Aham karta na asmi. I am not the doer. Therefore, I am not the bhokta asmi. I am not the enjoyer. Jivahana asmi. Then what are you? You are proclaiming you are not all these things. Then what are you? I am Paramatma Sachidananda Eka Advaya Atma Jnana Swarupa Asmi. This is the final nithidhyasana or jhanam you have to do. With that, what will happen? Nirdhayam bhavet. You become totally fearless. Beautiful verse. And we will extend it into the next verse. That is the 30th verse. This is 28th verse. Okay. You can see the 28th verse now. Yeah, that is the 28th. So I'll read the 28th slowly. You also follow. आत्मावभासयत्येको बुद्ध्यादीनिन्द्रियाणिः आत्मावभासयति एको आत्मावभासयत्येको बुद्ध्यादीनि इन्द्रियाणिः दीपो घटवत्वात् आत्मा जडैः न अवभातैर्न अवभासते. Very beautiful verse, very deep also. Atma avabhasate yati eko. The one illuminating principle for the whole universe is Atma. Avabhasati illuminates. Avabhasayati illuminates. Ekaha one. Avabhasayati eko, the one which is the illuminator. What is it illuminating? Buddhi adini indriyani. Buddhi, etc. internal organs, internal karanas, internal instruments, buddhi, manas, chitta, ahankara, and the external instruments of five jnanendriyas, five karnendriyas. Buddhi adini Indriyani, he is certainly the buddhi and indriyani are jadamshas. They have no glow by themselves. They have to be illuminated. Then who is the illuminator? There is only one universal illuminator. That universal illuminator is the Atma. He gives an example, as usual. Acharya says, Deepo Ghatavatvat Atma Jadaihi Tairna Avabhasyate. Imagine there is a lamp in a dark room. Okay, there is a dark room. You brought a lamp in the hand. There is a ghata or pot is there. This deepa will illuminate the ghata. And you know, yeah, there is a pot because the light fallen on that. You saw and observed and got it. Can the pot illuminate the light? Deepa is jada. It is shining because of this light. When the light is there, the jada, this is known. And only because of the light, the pot is known. Pot cannot illuminate the deepa. Here, the deepa is the Atma Chaitanya. The pot is your mind. And through the mind, you are getting so many other experiences. This mind, the Atma is illuminating the buddhi or the mind. And the mind cannot illuminate the Atma. You cannot know the Atma. Illuminate means cannot have any idea of the Atma with the mind. Can a pot at any time know the Deepa? It cannot. But Deepa will illuminate the pot. Pot cannot illuminate the Deepa. Atma will illuminate buddhyadi indriyani, all the indriyas and the buddhi and the karanas. And these are jadamshas. They don't have a self glow. They are existing on borrowed glow. And they cannot illuminate the Atma. So that's why many people will question, how do I know Atma? If you want to know Atma, you have to use your buddhi. You have to use your mind. If you use your mind, you use your buddhi, can the pot see the light at any time? Because pot is inert. Deepa is prakasha. Prakasha is illuminating the pot. Pot can never illuminate the buddhi. Take that example like that. That's the example he has given. Deepo ghata adivat. Deepaha ghata adivat. Just like the ghata, pot, etc. cannot illuminate the light. Atma, the Sachidananda Atma, Jadaihi, by the inert instruments of buddhi, etc., Taihi, by them, na avaphasyate, never illuminated. It is the illuminator, but never it is illuminated by anything. We'll see. Atma, the self, ekaha, single, avabhasati, it illumines. What it illumines, buddhyadin, intellect and etc. Antahkaranas. Is that all? No, no, no. Indriyani also, sense organs also, api also. Like what? Just as Deepaha, the lamp, Ghata adivat, like the pot and etc. other things in the room, the Deepa illuminates. Swatma, by themselves, they are Jadaihi. By themselves, all these pot, etc. are Jadai. The Buddhi, etc. are Jadas. Taihi, by themselves, avabhasyate na, they cannot illumine the Atma. Atma cannot be illuminated by the Jada Amsha. Atma only illuminates all the Jada Amsha. Does it do directly? No. Atma is not Karta. Atma is not Bhokta. In that light, all the things come. Surya Bhagavan is there, the universal illuminator. Do you think he wants to illuminate your house alone and purposefully is doing? He is not the Karta. The light is there, your house is illumined. You are illumined, your garden is illumined. And this garden, can it ever see the Surya? No, cannot. Because the object can never look at the subject. Subject can look at the object. Now comes the question. Okay, you said Panchakoshas are anatma. Three shariras, Sthula Sukshma, Karana shariras are anatma. Jagrata Sapna Sushupti are anatma. You have negated everything. Then there is nothing to know. Have I negated all the koshas, all the shariras, all the anatma, all the three avasthas, Jagrata Swapna, then how do I know that there is something? The question is a fundamental question for all of us. Who is there to know that Atma is present? As myself as Paramatma. Because all knowledge is gained by the instruments and all instruments belong to the kosha. How do I know the knowledge? Through the instruments. Where are the instruments? Instruments are buddhi, adini, indriyani. They are in the panchakoshas. We know they are jnanamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha. Acharya says, when you negate all of them, how do I know Paramatma? This is the question. And you know by yourself. See, suppose you remove all the objects in the room. How the Deepa is glowing on itself. Just like that, the Paramatma is a self-glowing entity. It does not require the support of another entity for it to know. This is called Swayam Prakasha. The Swayam Prakasha Chaitanyam is borrowing and the illumination to all the buddhi and etc. indriyas. The indriyas have borrowed the illumination, produced a fellow. That fellow is called the chichaya or the jiva. That jiva is knowing, doing all the things. These are jadas, indriyas, and Atma will not do anything. This cannot do anything. There is a false fellow has come. We have seen in the last class. That false fellow is the jiva. This jiva is like a serpent on the rope. Jiva says, I know, I am doing all these things, he says. But what we have to know is, these are inert ones. This jiva is there because of the presence of the Chaitanya. And it's right only it borrowed and doing everything. And this cannot, a borrowed one cannot be the source of light. The source of light is the Atma. Light is not your physical light here. The ability to know, that is the ability to realize, cognize, is the eruka or the knowing there. That knowing is making everything to happen through the false fellow, through the jiva. These known objects like the buddhi, indriya, all these things, or the false fellow jiva also cannot have any look at the illuminating source. I being the Paramatma, I am not the Pramata, I am not the Prameyam, and I am not the Pramanam either. Likewise, you can take an example of a mirror. The easiest way to understand this is, let's have one mirror, small mirror. As children, all of us have played. When the sun is glowing, we focus the mirror into a dark room and see a light in the room using this mirror. Now, this light in the room is projected by the mirror called the mind here. What is the source of light for the mirror? Can the mind by itself project? No, because it is a jada. So how did it get the light? It got the light from the Surya. The Surya's light impinged on the mirror, and mirror has projected a light, and that light went there. The jiva is like that mirror here. Manas with the Chaitana or the Chaitanya Prakasha, and the Surya falls on the mirror, and the Jada mirror, it produces a glowing surface. That glow is the Jiva. This Jiva is seeing everything. With that light, he is able to see. Can the mirror ever see the Surya? Is the mirror required? Or you may say mirror may have an image of the Surya. That's not what we are asking. Is the mirror required to show the Surya? Is the mirror's projection enough or required to show the Surya? Not possible. That's why buddhi adi indriyani are the mirror or the jiva. The jiva is experiencing, knowing everything through the falsehood. This jiva is made possible to know those things by the sanidhyam of the Chaitanya. That Chaitanya is not doing anything. And this objectified jiva or the instruments or anything else cannot illumine the source, the Paramatma. Okay, Acharya says, Atma ekaha, buddhi indriyani avabhasyati. It is illuminating the buddhi and indriya, and of course, in turn, they are illuminating the whole world. Ekaha Atma, the one non-dual Atma, avabhasyati, illumines what? Buddhyadini, all the four antahkaranas. Only that much. Also indriyani. Buddhi means manas, chittam, ahankaram. All the four is the buddhyadini. Not only that, indriyani api, the bahya karanani, the external organs. Illuminate the five jnanendriyas, five karmendriyas, four antahkaranas, five pranas, all the 19 ekavana vimshati mukha. This jiva has got 19 components. What are the 19 components? 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas, 4 antahkaranas, manobuddhi, ahankara, chittam, and 5 pranas, prana, apana, vyana, udana, sama. These 19 are the various faces of the jiva. Ekona vimshati mukha. One less than 20, 19 faces, facets of the jiva. And all these facets are illumined by one single source. That source is the Atma, or the Pratyagatma, or the universal Atma. That illumination is universal everywhere, in you, in me, and everything. This is the 13th chapter. Kshetrajñam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. I am the Kshetrajna, I am the illuminer, I am the source of illumination. For what? Sarva Kshetreshu, all the things that are in the field. What is in the field? The jiva is there, his instruments are there, the world is there, his mind is there, the jiva and all the world. Everything is the kshetram of the field. That field is illumined by the Kshetrajna, the Surya. Eko Arija Bandhavo Kshitinabho Vyaptam Tamo Mandalam. Sivananda Lahari. There is only one Surya. He is illumining the entire universe. In Telugu also we have a poem. Oka Suryundu Samasta Jeevuలకు తానొక్కొక్కడై తోచుపోలిక. The Atma, illumining Atma, is Eka, and only one, that it is illumining various objects. These objects include several people, and in that people there are several indriyas, the 4 antahkaranas, 5 bahyendriyas, 5 antarendriyas, 5 pranas. All are the jada. All the jada. Jada means not walking like that. Jada means not able to walk, not like that. Jada means which cannot show themselves up, which cannot recognize their presence on their own. Some light is required for them to come to light, come to knowing or light. So this Kshetra is the field, and Kshetrajna is me. Who is that me? Paramatma. Kshetrajna japi mam vidhi. Know me as the Kshetrajna. Who is that mom? I am that mom. I am the Tat Parabrahma Swarupa. I am ever the illuminer, never the illuminated. I am ever the illumining one source. Do I do willfully? No, I don't do anything. I have no will. I have no will to illuminate one particular house or a person or an experience. I just shine, just as the Surya just shines. In that shine, everything gets illuminated. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. He shines on its own. And in that shine, anubhati sarvam. Everything else is being illuminated. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. In its shine only, everything else is shining. This is another Upanishad mantra. Now, we have to note this very carefully. Now that I say I am fat. Let us say I say I am fat. What are the 2-3 words? I am and fat. This I am is the Sadamsha. I am, Ahamasmi. I am is the Sachidananda Atma. Then the fat is not Atma, is not fat. Atma cannot be fat, Atma cannot be. The fat is an attribute of the instrument, the body. The body here is fat. When I say I have mixed up I am the Satchit with the fat, the body part, the body's condition. My mistake is I am fat. Then what is happening? This fatness is transferred to the Atma. Because I am said, I am fat. How can Atma say is fat? So Atma as I am does not have any tail. Fat, lean, Brahmin, Vaishya, tall, lady, gent, nothing is there. I am alone stands as the Atma. If you add anything after I am, immediately that anything belongs to, that you have added belongs to the anatma amsha, or the body mind complex amsha, or the world amsha, okay, or the mind amsha. These are all jada. These you are adding to the I am and saying I am knower, I am fat, I am father, I am grandfather, I am grandmother, I am wife, I am professor, I am servant, I am poor, I am rich. You are adding all those things which are not belonging to the I am. Unfortunately, this is what is happening throughout our life. Now we should now try to dissociate this I am from the attribute I added. The attribute fat, lady, grandfather, professor, doctor, slave, servant, sleeping, all the attributes are not the Atma's attributes. They are the attributes of the body mind indriya complex that you are thinking that you are. You are not that. You are the I am part. So the best word is somebody says, who are you? Ahamasmi. I am. I am. I am. Ahamasmi is a mantra. Aham brahmasmi mantroyam buddhivyadhim nivarayet. Aham brahmasmi mantroyam sarvadukkam vinashayet. Then what happened? The first thing is I, the self-effulgent one. I, the single one, self-effulgent. Second one is the Sariram. I am fat. I am is the self-effulgent part. The second part is the fat. Fat belongs to the Sarira. How does it? How does the fat get the knowledge that it is fat? It's illumined by I am. I am has illumined fat. That's why we say I am fat. The illumination of I am is falling on the fat, and the fatness that I say I am, this is this body. You should actually say I am Paramatma. This body is fat, is illumined by me. The real understanding is I am Paramatma. I am the Satchidananda Amsha. Simply I am. This I am is illumining the fatness of the body and causing I am, and causing me to say I am fat. We never say that I am fat, I am tall, I am grandfather, I am very rich, I am very, very poor, I am miserable, I am hungry. Whatever you are saying is not the Atma's attribute. Why do you come and put it on that I am part? This I am is yourself. Why do you want to contaminate that I am from that higher pedestal? Why do you want to jump into the stinking sink, into that lower pedestal? Who told you to do that? So slowly we have to get. I am. Here I am is the self-effulgent Atma. Okay. How do I know? How to know this Atma? How to know? Do you ever need anybody to tell you that you are there? Suppose I ask you, are you there? Do you want to consult your wife or friend and then say whether you are there or not? You are the Swayam Prakasha. You are always there. You don't require any other proof. Any other proof to say that you are there, you are present. Atma avabhasyate buddhyadi indriyani. Atma is illuminating all the indriyas, 19 things which I told. 4 antahkaranas, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas and 5 pranas. Taihi jadaihi, those inert ones na avabhasyate, they will not be able to illuminate the Chaitanya. Atma cannot be illuminated by any of the inert koshas. Atma avabhasyati, Atma na avabhasyate. Avabhasyati illumines, na avabhasyate cannot be illuminated. Atma is the illuminator. Atma is never the illumined. Atma is the light. The light does not require another light to illumine it. Do you think that Surya requires another torchlight to show him up? Not required. Swayam Prakasha. Example, Deepa. The Deepa example here is there is a Deepa in a dark room. Once you take the Deepa into the darker room, everything, Ghata, Adini, etc., come to light. Come to light means are known as objects. But never the objects illumine the light. The source of light is uninfluenced by the presence of the objects. If the objects are there, let them be there. If the objects are not there, let them not be there. Deepa never cares whether there is a pot or a snake or a TV or something in the room. It does not want to know what it is illuminating. It simply illuminates. And everything else comes to illumination. But it is never illumined by those very things present in its illumination. Okay? Light is the illuminator, pot is the illuminated, Atma is the illuminator, and body-mind complex, all the indriyas and the world is the illuminated. You may say, no, sir, subject and object can interchange. Me and one other person opposite to me are there. And when I am seeing him, I am the subject and he is the object. I see Venkat. Let's say I see Venkat. Who is seeing? And who is seeing? The Atma will not see. The I cannot see. Because I is Jada. Who is seeing? A false fellow is seeing. A false fellow where from he got the light? It got from the light from the Atma. So, in fact, though through the borrowed light of this projected false fellow, he is seeing Venkat. Okay, this false fellow doesn't have any light on its own. He has borrowed the light from the Atma. That means, in effect, Atma only sees Venkat. Okay, Venkat sees Ram. Okay, Venkat is the subject now, Ram is the object. Okay, then Venkat sees for whom? Ram. Who sees? Venkat. Venkat's eye cannot see. Venkat's mind cannot see. Venkat's Atma, Chaitanya, it will not see. Then who sees? The Atma in Venkat is projecting a false fellow in Venkat, makes him the Jiva, and that Jiva through his eyes sees the Ram. Where is the question of anyone illuminating the object illuminating the Atma? Not there. So the Chaitanyam is universal. The illuminating source in Venkat, the illuminating source in Ram, the illuminating source in an ant, the illuminating source in an elephant is one and the same. It cannot be any way different than that. Drugeva natu drusyate. It is never the one that is seen. It is always the one which illumines the instruments to perceive things. So, a few more points. Mastery of the knower in pursuit of Vedantic wisdom is recognizing the Atma. I wanted to recognize the Atma through the lamp or the mirror example I gave. You take a mirror and focus to the Surya, and then that light is Surya falls on that. It produces a deflection, and that reflected light you put it on the wall, and that illuminates. In fact, the illumination on the wall is not original of the mirror. It is from the Satchidananda Atma or the Surya there in the example. So the nature of the illuminator, illuminator is one, illumined are many. Number 1 point. Illuminator can never be illumined by the illumined object. That means the object that is known, it cannot illumine the source of illumination. Number 2. Illuminator or the source of illumination will be there irrespective of whether the objects are there or not, just like the Surya. Okay. Illumined objects are many and they change many a time they change, but the illuminer never changes. Okay. This illuminer is never the part of any of the changing thing. Now, the illuminer is the Atma. Atma is one. The objects illuminated by the Atma through various jivas or the jivas themselves are the objects are many. The Atma shines even when the jivas are not there. Atma is never a part of the jiva. Jiva is a false imposter that is created. He doesn't have a real existence, just like the rope snake. Rope snake does not exist at all in the Bhranti Sarpa, or the imaginary snake never exists. The Jiva never existed. Therefore, he has no way of knowing or illuminating the Atma as a Jiva. If you consider as a Jiva, I, the Ram Venkat Sharma, I have no way of knowing the source of illumination. Only way is I dissolve the Jiva Bhava. I dissolve, I am the knower, I am the owner, I am the doer. When I dissolve that, immediately you don't have to do anything, you are already here. Because when you dissolve the imposter, the original itself you become. This is what exactly this is. This is the borrowed light. So, we are all seeing, knowing, hearing, speaking with the borrowed light. The source of light is the Atma. Just like the sun's light falls on the mirror and produces another light. So, practical realization, in every act that I do, the source of illumination is the Chaitanyam, Pratibodha Viditam Matam. Common error, I say I am fat, I am tall, I am doctor, I am grandfather, I am old. All these are superimpositions. The summary is that you are never the illumined or the object, you are ever the source of illumination. You are the all-knower, the subject or the source of illumination, which is illumining the everything. That you have to claim. Now let's read the sloka once. आत्मावभासयत्येको बुद्ध्यादीनि इन्द्रियाणि आत्मावभासयति एको atma avabhasayati. It projects, illuminates what? Buddhyadini indriyani. All the 19 I told you. Deepo ghatadivat. Just like the light illumines all the objects, ghata, etc. in the room. Swatma, this deepa or the Atma, jadaihi, with the jada amshas of the mind, etc. Taihi, by them, na avabhasyate. Swatma jadaihi taihi na avabhasyate. This is the understanding. If you have any questions, you put up in the group and then we will be able to. These 4 slokas, previous ones and these 2, are chain slokas. You have to connect one with the other, then only you will be able to understand. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi.